G'day folks, my name is Brad Perry. I'm from Darwin in the Northern Territory of Australia. My sport is motorcycle drag racing. It's an excitement sport, all about big horsepower, optimum traction. About 1989 I had this dream to build a competitive top fuel motorcycle. But not your normal nitromethane supercharged setup. This project's all about nitrous oxide. Now we need to make some 800 horsepower out of an 84 cubic inch engine to be competitive. To do something like this is a combination unique in the world. What you see here is the result of my last 20 years work. A project that was so often proved to be frustratingly difficult. A challenging, expensive hobby which at times has severely tested my dedication and commitment. But I always say you're only as good as your next pass. I'll tell you what folks, the next pass on this bike is going to be very, very good. I'll tell you what folks, this project's got the potential to run hard into the 6 second zone. We expect terminals well above the 200 mile an hour. And I'll tell you what, that sort of performance is no ordinary fun. Okay folks, so let's have a look at the anatomy of this machine. Under the smooth fiberglass bodywork is a light but super strong chassis. 100-inch wheelbase made from thin wall chrome moly aircraft grade tubing. This part of the chassis removal allows easy access to the engine. Also, an air tank, we need compressed air for the automatic gear shift. As we move down here you'll see the full flow 2-inch exhaust system, lightweight chrome tube. And when you come up here folks, it makes a lot of noise. Okay, underneath the exhaust there you'll see a 9-litre fuel tank. It holds alcohol fuel. As we come over here, where all the horsepower happens, 5 pounds of liquid nitrous oxide. Okay, we move on to the traction end of the bike. Down here, very special item. High grade aluminium billet made in the USA, dual spider wheel. This here we see a bead lock, the essential item to hold the tyre securely to the rim. Now the tyre, that's a very special item. Proper drag racing slick, 30 inches tall, across the tread here, 13 inches wide. Absolutely optimum for a motorcycle. The drive side, again the spider, the bead lock, and the aluminium sprocket. The sprocket's actually stronger than steel. The chain, this massive item here, very, very strong, made in the USA, especially for drag racing. Very strong, very expensive. Okay, tucked away up here is the upper wheelie bar mounting points, and down here the lower mounting point. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and in this case it couldn't be truer, folks. If you have a look over here, perfect example of how the wheelie bars work on a top fuel bike. You see the wheels down there hard onto the bitumen. You see the tyre loaded up here. And you see the front wheel about 10 centimetres off the ground. Now that's transferring the entire weight of the motorcycle onto the tyre. The bars here are doing their job perfectly, giving full traction to the bike and preventing the bike from lifting too far up the front. Up to the front end now, and we have here the gauge for the air pressure for the gear shift, handlebars, clutch lever and switching. Lightweight front forks, only 2-inch travel in the suspension there. Beautiful billet alloy wheel there, just 17-inch diameter. Bit of stopping power here. Down here we see 6-piston Nissan calipers, very, very powerful. Must stop 360 kilograms of bike and rider. Now we move on to the engine. Early Kawasaki's 1980s models, mainly what we use. Now these are probably considered dinosaurs compared to the modern engine of today. But these engines, even in stock trim, were very, very strong. But this is no stock engine folks. About the only original parts are the crankcase and the cylinder head casting here from an 83 model Kawasaki. All the internal parts are specialist items made to handle the massive torque loads, combustion, pressures and heat. Like these custom made pistons at just 5-to-1 compression. The belt-driven ignition system, a high output magneto set at no more than 10 degrees maximum advance. Fires super cold spark plugs, retracted electrode type. Now these are the only plugs that can survive the heat of this engine. Any other plug rapidly overheats. The result is pre-ignition. That means big time detonation, instant engine self-destruction. Inside the clutch housing here, a special customised unit, 23 clutch plates in there. The lock-up created by centrifugal weights. Sitting behind the clutch, this is the shaft out of the transmission, 3-speed automatic. You can see by the size of the gears, very strong, specially made in the United States, capable of taking 900 horsepower.
3.
Now the power really starts from the induction system, and the induction system starts right here. Your crankshaft pulley, driving belts through, driving high pressure mechanical pump through the idlers and up here to the supercharger drive. 65% overdriven supercharger, 45 cubic inch capacity. Blows about 10 pound of air into the engine. Moving back to the right side of the bike, and you see here this bank of fuel pressure regulators. They look after the low pressure side of the fuel system. Move up now to the air intake. Quick action throttle on the butterfly. You'll see in there the nitrous injection nozzles. They'll inject nitrous at minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit, chilling the intake air through the supercharger. Now the fuel is injected through these high pressure nozzles down here, 8 nozzles in there, and over this side we have the low pressure nozzles with the nitrous oxide system. Now the whole system uses something like 3 litres every 10 seconds, or in the old terms about 2 gallons a mile. The nitrous is injected via 7 solenoid valves. You see more valves over here. Each valve is capable of injecting 170 horsepower of nitrous boost. Awesome when on full song. Now there may be a few experts out there who notice there's no barrel valve in the injector. There's good reason for that. This machine doesn't need part throttle, full throttle or idle. When you come to stage this bike, you can snap the throttle fully open. Such retarded ignition, such low compression, this bike won't do more than 7,000 revs. That gives us perfect launch RPM and allows us a simple injection system. But with all this equipment, we need an extensive electronic control system. We need to control the burnout power, to bring the power on progressively during the run, to shift the gears at the right time, prevent engine over revving, and many more complex applications. Now the owner has designed a system featuring some 23 control relays. We need to control the automatic gear shift from here, RPM switching, nitrous oxide cutout system to prevent over revving. And over here, very important, nitrous oxide progressive pulse control. Allows us to bring the power on progressively in a run, hopefully to prevent unnecessary loss of traction. Over here, extensive array of switches, all for testing the system. We can test each individual component by isolating its switch. It's such a complex system, we need all sorts of control. We've got to make sure what we do is correct, and correct is what we do. So you may well ask, does it all work? Well, yes it does, but you can't guarantee every system, every time, all of the time. But as I said before, you're only as good as your next pass. You never know. Next time you snap this throttle open, you never know what's going to happen. We're pretty optimistic with this project. We think we're going to go a long way. So, hope you enjoyed the tour, folks. Bye for now.